Okay, hello everyone. Welcome down to Apter's Alley, and this is me, Bill Apter. Of course, you can see that on the Lego belt up there. This belt was made with 450 Legos by a great guy named Cody in Astoria, Queens. So if you're watching this, Cody, thanks. It's always up there in Apter's Alley. So as a lot of you know, and you might be watching this afterwards, maybe a day or two before, but on July 18th, 2020, Ring of Honor has decided to do quite a bit of tribute videos to the great Hana Kimura. And I spoke to their wonderful PR person, Mark, and I said, can you hook me up with somebody, with one or two people who are close to Hana Kimura, so we can talk about her and talk about some Ring of Honor things. So right now, I have never interviewed anyone with the name Cheeseburger before, but Cheeseburger, one of the main stars of Ring of Honor. Welcome to the Apter Chat.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here, especially to talk about this Hana Kimura tribute episode.
Now, before we talk about the Hana Kimura tribute episode, fans watching you and maybe not seeing for the first time will go, is the guy's name really Cheeseburger? How did he get that name?
So that name, it started as a rib, basically, as most great things in wrestling.
No, this isn't a rib. It's a burger. Different things. So good.
Good. You're actually the first one. I always start with that, and you're the first one to make that joke.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I like that one. So one of my very first road trips, I started training with Ring of Honor in 2010. And it's also my first road trip was the first time I met Rhett Titus. And I go up to say hi to him. And the very first thing he says, even before he shakes my hand, he just looks me up and down. He's like, man, you need to eat a cheeseburger. And it's like everyone was just like cracking up. Just like saying I was like 115, 117 pounds when I started training at 17. So that was his way of telling me, hey, you need to gain some weight for wrestling. So my first road trip, every time we stopped at a rest stop, I had to eat a cheeseburger.
Wow. So they probably should nickname me Pizza.
Oh, you like pizza?
Every place I go, it's got to be pizza. Yes.
Oh, I love pizza. Actually, a few friends have thought about. They told me I need to change my name to Pizza because I like posting food on my Instagram story, and I post a lot of pizza.
Well, wait a minute. So if you go into a pizza place, what's the slice that you get?
Always pepperoni for sure. Pepperoni.
Okay. See, I've got, for some reason, for the past year, white pizza with ricotta cheese on it.
Oh, I've tried white pizza a few times. I like it a lot.
Yeah. But it's got to be burnt. Just in case you don't know this, me, wise guy Jimmy Cicero, and Paul Big Bear, the Concrete Cowboy, once a month before this COVID thing, we would go out for a burnt pizza tour with a different place every time. So we'll invite you next time.
Yeah, please.
Next time we do this. Okay. So Hana Kimura.
Yes.
Was an incredible competitor, a super great, smiling, wonderful lady.
Yeah.
So the tribute that's going on, Ring of Honor, tell people what was so special about her and why they need to see this.
Hana, for someone like so young, like I believe she was 22 at the time of her passing. She had been in wrestling about 3 or 4 years at that point. For someone so young with someone like as young, she had like so much poise and charisma and like potential, like more than like a lot of people like we've seen in the world of wrestling. Like even when she was like, I think she had her debut at Stardom, maybe she was 18 or 19. Just from the first time she like walked through the curtain, especially like in a big promotion like Stardom, which the top women's promotion in Japan, for those that don't know. Just right away, like she immediately caught people's eye, and people were like, she looks like a star, carries herself like a star, and like she just had like that. I mean, you've been around wrestling long enough. That aura. Yeah, you can tell when someone has that aura and that like it factor. Like it's just something where they catch your eye right away, And she had that, especially at like such a young age, and she just kept getting better and better like every year, and she pretty much is on the progress. Like this year was kind of her transition to being one of the pillars of Stardom. There's usually always like 3 or 4 like top girls in the Stardom, and each kind of has their own like stable that they're a leader of.
Yeah.
So like last year is when she started her own stable, which is a big jump, especially for someone that young to
I remember.
once they put you as the leader of your own stable, it's like, all right, we're making this person the top star and a potential title winner.
So how did you first meet her and get that thing where, man, she's really special
Yeah.
personally and in the ring?
So my first tour of Japan, I believe, was 2016. So that year after I came back, there's a Japanese company that runs now called Marvelous.
Yes.
And before they even like had their first show in Japan, they came to the United States with Chikusa Nagayo, who's the owner, and she put on some Marvelous USA shows, and they had a mix of Joshi girls and like American guys, American girls, and everything.
I remember her very
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Chikusa was amazing. So at the Marvelous USA show, either the first or second one, they did about 3 in the US. I wrestled in a tag match. It was me and one of their top stars now, Takumi, versus Brian Fury and Kyoko Kimura. Mm-hmm. And we had like a really fun match, and that was the first time meeting her. And then she stayed in the States for a little bit. So me and Sumi Sakai would go, we would go like MMA class with Kyoko and go out to dinner with her. She was staying with Sumi at the time. So I met Kyoko and became like really good friends with her. So fast forward to 2017, I'm going to my second tour of Japan, and Sumi's actually over there at the same time. She has a match with Stardom where she is tagging with Kyoko. I believe Sumi was a replacement because Hana was gonna tag with her mom on that show, but she had broke her wrist, so Sumi was a replacement in the multi-man tag. So I was like, oh, I'll go to the Stardom show. I get to see my first Stardom show, go see Sumi's match, get to see Kyoko again, and just kind of hang out. And at the time, Sumi introduced me to Hana, and she was, like I said, her wrist was broken. So we just watched the show, and we were like talking, became friends. And then me, Sumi, Hana, Kyoko, everybody, we all kind of went out to dinner after the show, and we just became like really close friends. Like at that point, and like we would keep in touch when I was in the States and she was in Japan. And every time I would go to Japan, I would make an effort to see either her, Kyoko, or both of them, try and go out to dinner and just see like old friends, pretty much.
How did you learn of her untimely death?
I had seen that there were issues on social media. I know she had posted like a couple of very graphic pictures before it happened, and I saw Stardom was providing updates, so I was basically just kind of like glued to the Stardom Twitter account, and it was just that night I put my phone down and was doing stuff around the house, and I picked it up, and I saw the announcement from the Stardom. I saw the Stardom announcement in Japanese. And I translated it, and it said that she had passed away, and I like my heart sank because I was hoping that wasn't true, because sometimes like when you translate stuff, especially on Twitter, the translation can be a little off.
Sure.
So I'm like, so I immediately called Sumi, and then she was like, yeah, like she had seen it too, and that was when I my heart just kind of sank in like to like my chest, at that point. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, good.
So yeah, it's like just learning about that, and just. It broke my heart, man. Especially like I said, someone so young.
Of course. What do you remember most about her?
Her sense of humor. Like she's just like such a sweet person. Like she had like you said, a wonderful smile. That's like the first thing everyone notices about her. Like just she had such a big smile, and she was always like so happy, bubbly. She loved like making jokes, and like her English was really, really good. She was completely self-taught with her English, and she spoke English like super well. So like she was able to kind of have those, like she was able to like kind of like have fun in like English and Japanese. If you have a second language, sometimes you're a little shy, but like she wasn't like very shy at all. So and I remember just like I had a road trip with her and Sumi. It was like she was in the States, and Ring of Honor had Best in the World for Baltimore, I think in 2017 maybe. And her and a couple of Stardom girls were on that show. So she was staying with Sumi in the States at the time. So me, her, and Sumi took a road trip drove 4 hours to Baltimore. And I remember like she loved like reggae music, so we were just like playing reggae music in the car the entire time on the way down there.
That's great. Was she was at the Madison Square Garden show?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
That's where I remember meeting her.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, she was there. She was it was her, Sumi, and Stella Gray versus Kagetsu.
I remember. I was there. And I spoke with her backstage briefly, because Sumi and I have known each other forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that Ring of Honor is paying tribute to her, and I'm glad to have you here previewing that for us. So in the world of changing topics here, for what is going now in the world of Cheeseburger, how are you handling this whole COVID situation?
I'm doing good, holding up in there. Like, I think, especially like we were talking about with everything going on with COVID and then the stuff with like Hana. I think what's helped me a lot is I have my wrestling school, so I've been just kind of like using that as my like therapy in a way. Just going to the gym, getting into the ring. We just started back training up at the school.
Wait. There are people who don't know about your wrestling school.
Okay. I didn't want to. I didn't want to just. I was gonna kind of like ease into it.
I'm asking you.
No, but so I have my own wrestling school, the Worldwide Wrestling Dojo in Bristol, Pennsylvania. So if you're a aspiring wrestler in the Northeast, please come check me out. You can follow us at Worldwide Dojo on social media. But we want to run a great program. Me and Sumi Sakara, the trainers. So please come check out the Worldwide Wrestling Dojo.
All right. Now, where can people find you on social media?
Twitter at Cheeseburger ROH and Instagram at ROH Cheeseburger. I actually just got my Twitter back. I was like hacked for like 2 weeks. I didn't have access.
Oh no! No, they got you too. They got you too. It's horrible. What before the live shows, when they stopped, where were you in terms of who were you feuding with?
At the time, I was just mainly doing my trios with Eli Isom and Ryan Nova. So we were doing the Shinobi Shadow Squad stuff. So we were just kind of like vying for the 6-man titles, but we didn't like have like any kind of issue with anybody yet. But there's a lot of new tag team, or not, a lot of new trios that have started kind of popping up that I would love to work, like Mexa Blood, Bandito, Flamita, and Ray Horse, who are the current champions.
Who's your single match, dream match for Ring of Honor?
Someone in Ring of Honor or someone that comes in outside of Ring of Honor?
Someone in Ring of Honor. Who's the dream match?
I would love to have a singles match with Lethal again, like a long one. We've had like I believe 3 singles matches actually, but they've all been like really short, especially when he's like champion. Now it's like still super young coming in, so they've only been like 5 or 6 minutes. I would love to have like a good 15-minute match with Lethal and also Jonathan Gresham as well.
Oh yeah. I've had Lethal challenges from Lethal on our Randy Savage imitations. Oh yeah, you got to tell him that. You tell him after said that. So outside of Ring of Honor, you were almost anxious to talk about that. Who's the dream match of all time for you?
Oh, right now, definitely Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Before he retired, it would have been Liger. Like we always tagged, but I never got that like wrestle against him.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Daniel Bryan for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget Ring of Honor. Check out their website, and you can find everything that's going on in Ring of Honor. And watch the Kimura tribute, of course.
Yep.
And and as I always say, we'll see you eventually at the next